the pressure, the stress is starting to be felt in my chest. So I am in the same crafting pajamas, but shh, it is what it is. It was, yeah, I'm not nervous at all. G'day everyone and welcome to another episode on my channel here, Kiralee Cosplay, where we discuss all things cosplay, costuming and sewing related. And in the last video I shared with you the making of Terry's costume for Harley. Check that out if you haven't already. And today it's time to make the base of my costume. So I've taken the mock-up that I had off the dress form and I have completely ripped it to pieces, which I'm going to show you right now what it all looks like. This is like the craziest puzzle ever. Even though I've labeled everything, I know where everything goes. There are so many pieces for these three individual like main items. So this is not including like her wig, which is also a little bit insane. I'm very nervous to do that. Her hair accessory, her wrist accessory, so like it's like a bracelet thing, and then also her shoes, because her shoes I will also need to make. I've got the base for that, but I'm just gonna do the main kind of dress first. Oh, and it doesn't include like a little kind of feature thing that's on the side of her skirt. So there's still so much of this dress that is not here, or this outfit that is not here, that I will get to once I've done these three big main bits. So let me show you all the pieces laid out, because it was, yeah, I'm not nervous at all. All right, so here we have all the different pieces. Yeah, there's a lot to it. So over here in this general vicinity are all the bodice pieces. The bodice has the most number of pieces and is probably the most complicated bodice construction that I've ever done. So yay, that's fun. That will be the second thing that I make. The first thing I will make will be the shorts with a skirt combo, which is these pieces here and that little piece over there. And then the top section is this here. That is the skirt, which will defy gravity. So funnily enough, I'm not as worried about this as I am the bodice. Like the bodice will come together, it's just the most fiddly, where this will be its own challenge. The shorts and the upper skirt will not be too bad, hopefully, touch wood. But there is scallops on the bottom of the shorts and the bottom of the skirt. So I've got to make sure that they are looking perfect. So as you can see, there are a lot of pieces. So my job today is to cut out all of the fabric for all of these pieces. And why I'm doing all of them at once, even though I'm going to work on the shortened skirt first, and then the bodice, and then the overskirt, which defies gravity. The reason being is because I have only a limited amount of fabric. Most of it has been bought in Singapore. I can't exactly just go over there and buy it. So I need to cut all of them. All of the pieces, because of the fact that I know that the overskirt will probably take up the most amount of space of the skirt, because it's a double circle skirt, and the top skirt is actually laid in like 4. So I have to do like lots of round circles and sew them together when I get to it. So I need to essentially line those up first and then line the rest of the corresponding pieces over the top of it. So let me show you all the different fabrics. So first up, I have all of this white silk taffeta. I got this on special from Super Cheap Fabrics. I bought pretty much as much as I could, and because I bought like a couple meters first when they first had it, I bought them out and then they brought it back, and so I bought more. And I just knew that it would come in handy. I was correct. So that is the white. I'm not too scared that I'm gonna run out of white, because I think I've got something like 13 meters here, so yay. Now we get on to the silk from Singapore that I can't mess up, okay? So here we have this yellow. So the yellow is kind of a tiny, tiny little bit of her costume. It's in her shorts, and I think that's it. Like, she's got a little bit in her hair, I think. yeah, there's none in her bodice. So I've actually got 2 meters of this because I was like, you know what, let's just get too much of it, because just in case. And it is a little bit on camera, it's coming up as a kind of mustard gold rather than like a soft yellow. And the reason why was that when we had a soft yellow against the pinks that we were going to use, it just looked like a dirty white. So we had to go for something that was a bit more of a stronger color to kind of pick that up. So like, see, like you needed to make sure that it would read as a yellow to the pink. So that's the yellow. And then I have like the pinks and the purples of the costumes. So I've listed them as lightest pink, light pink, medium pink, dark pink, and purple. And that's how I've like laid it out, and I sincerely hope that I have bought enough. I know I've bought at least 2 meters of each of the silks, and I really hope that that is enough, as it's kind of scattered throughout the outfit. Otherwise I'm gonna have to get creative. So this is the lightest pink, this is the light pink, which is kind of like more of a cotton candy pink. Then we have the medium pink. It's like they all look the same, but I promise you they are slightly different. These two are probably the most similar in terms of like color-ish, but they actually don't really sit side by side with each other. It will work, it will work. I keep telling myself that, and I will hopefully make it work. And then this is the dark pink. So those are the 4 pinks. And then we have the purple. So, and this is, I love this purple because it's a blue and a pink mix, and it's absolutely perfect with the rest of them. Some beige cotton fabric that I just got from Spotlight, and some power mesh. So power mesh, WCS 2022, Team Austenets. This is us. So Terry has some power mesh in his costume, I have some power mesh in mine. Cover everything that's meant to be skin, or at least look like it's skin. So I'm going to be layering this on this because the top of my outfit, I needed to have some structure in the top of my outfit. So we are going to do the good old fashioned trick of having a beige skin tone cotton covered by power mesh. I've done it before, it worked all right, let's do it again. I also have bought a set of 4 of these, and these I will only need 1 of them, and what they are is they're little, well they're not little, they're quite big, these kind of iridescent rhinestone gem things that I will be sewing into the center of the bow. They are just slightly smaller than the bow size needs to be, so I figured that I would put them on a pink backing and have them on top, just to give that little bit of sparkle, just to make a little bit of interest have a little bit of interest words. And what I will also be doing will be, there will be a whole lot of rhinestones that we put onto this costume. So it's got that stage presence kind of vibe about it. So Terry's costume will have rhinestones, my costume will have rhinestones. That is basically, and the fact that it's made out of silk, those things are the only things that kind of make these costumes similar and look like they're from the same kind of setting within the world of Pokemon. That's why we've done that. But my costume does not have any applique, it doesn't have any satin stitching. We wanted to really keep that as a special thing for Harley and not incorporate it into mine. Mine is complicated enough. So what I've decided to do is focus on the construction of all of this, and look, I may very well add some lace to it at some point, but I think just that will be time permitting. It will be something that I'll add on at the end of it all. All right, enough of me talking, let's get cutting. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, I'm giving myself 2 weeks to make the base of these costumes. So fingers crossed I can do that. I've got a lot of stuff I've got to get done, and the time is really ticking against us here. I think I've only got about 48 days until we leave, so I want to get this done in 2 weeks so I can do all of the accessories and like make it pretty, and also make an additional kind of funny costume. The pressure, the stress is starting to be felt in my chest. So this is what I did last night. So I essentially went through and just rechecked all the different pieces and labeled all the different pieces of what color they were, especially between the light and the lightest pink and the medium pink. They really had to be separated. And with the shorts, I've got that as the lightest pink at the moment. We shall see if I have enough fabric. I may have to make them as a light pink. It would still work, it would still be okay. But yeah, and I've also realized as I put out all the pieces and put them with their corresponding fabric that I haven't actually got the waistband, and I remember that because I'm using a patterned waistband that I've got to pull out and put that onto the white as well. So yes, these are all the pattern pieces on top of their fabric. So I'm just going to methodically go through and start cutting them. I'll probably start with the white just because that is going to be the most. Cut that all out, and then I'll separate them into the bags of short skirts, short and skirt, the bodice, and then the overskirt. So yeah, I'm so nervous. Yes, it is still the same day as cutting out all the fabric, and I am still in my pajamas even though I have been in them all day, and that is because I'm an adult and today I got to cut out fabric at home. So pajamas all day it was, and it was glorious, I tell you, glorious. But the good news is now all the fabric pieces have been cut. It has taken me, about 5 hours. There were so many pieces. But it's okay, it's all done. Actually, come to think of it, I think I still have to cut out one lot of interfacing, but you know what, we're just gonna round it up and say it's all done. Let me show you it all laid out. So here is all the pieces laid out, very similar to how it was when it was just the pattern pieces. So over here we've got the overskirts, so we've got the petals, and then we've got the waistband there, the top layer, and then the lining, and then the white is the underskirt. So that one will have the buckram, and then this one will have the probably like some sort of interfacing goodness, probably horsehair braid. I've got a really good horsehair braid that would do perfectly. And then over here we have the shorts slash skirt combo. So we've got the shorts up here, which is coming up like a little bit green on camera. Anyway, it's like a gold yellow. And then we've got the skirt here, and we've got the waistband here, and then the rest is all the bodice pieces. Yep, that's fun. All right, so I think that's all I'm gonna do for today because I'm pretty buggered, to be honest. I just wanna have a lay down. I'm still not feeling 100%. This is like a virus that is just not going away. So I think I'm gonna have a little bit of a lay down. Tomorrow I will start working on the shorts slash skirt combo and hopefully get that done tomorrow. It's the most simplest out of all 3 pieces, so hopefully I can knock that out in a day, and that's the plan. And then I will probably start on the bodice next, because although that has the most amount of pieces, it's probably not going to be as hassleful as the overskirt, because the overskirt, it's not sewing all the pieces together, it's just working with the buckram. Working with buckram to make things like defy gravity is not fun. It's really, really not fun. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, it's all good. We'll get to that one at the end, and there could be cursing, just saying. Good morning and welcome to day 2 of making my WCS costume. So yesterday I pretty much got everything cut out. I remembered at about 2 AM this morning that there were like some interfacing that I need to cut. So I've just done that now and did not get much sleep last night. Anywho, what I have here is I've got the shorts slash skirt. So these are the pieces here. Like I said yesterday, this is going to be the least complicated out of all of the 3 pieces. So I just want to get it done out of the way. It's also the piece that you hardly see. but you know, it doesn't mean that there's still not a fair amount of work that goes into them. So what I need to do is I need to sew in all of the darts for the lining and the outer layers. So that's on the skirt portion and also on the pants portion. I then need to give everything an iron. I need to iron on the interfacing onto the waistband as well, and then from there I will need to overlock some of the seams of the shorts, and also of the skirt, and then I can start construction of putting the pieces together. So there's a lot of prep for this one, other than just cutting it all out. It's funny, this is the thing about sewing, right, is that you do all this prep work and it feels like you're not getting anywhere, and then construction then comes together so quickly. And you know, if you take photos and you're showing people, they're just like, oh my gosh, it happened so quickly, you were so fast at this. And I'm like, I have been working on this for weeks. Like, yeah. Oh well, such is life. So let's get the prep work done on this, and hopefully the prep work will be done by lunchtime. I'm hoping before then. I've got a few little things I've got to do as well this morning, but yeah, ideally I'd like to get this part of the project done today because it is quite simple, and fingers crossed I might even have enough time to go to Spotlight to get a zipper for the back of the bodice, because hopefully I will start the bodice tomorrow. You know what's frustrating? Is when you have an overlocker and it just decides that you are going to spend an hour trying to rethread it after it doesn't want to rethread the normal way where you just change over the threads, and it's still not working. I've just wasted an hour trying to get my overlocker to work. So we're going to stop feeling frustrated about it, and what we're going to do instead is we're going to do the good old-fashioned zigzag. Realistically, I just need it so that, you know, the threads aren't completely loose in the parts that are going to essentially rub against my body, because I don't want it to, you know, fray. That is the only reason why I wanted to overlock it, not for a pretty finish or anything like that, because frankly, if you're that close to me, right up my bum, buy me dinner. I'm very frustrated at the moment. And it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I am not going to Spotlight today. And hopefully still I can get this done. I just wanted to get this one piece done today because it's meant to be the easy one, and I've wasted an hour. Alright, so it's the end of day 2 of this project and the Scots are done. Hey! So yeah, it is now 5 o'clock. Can't believe the overlocker put me back so much. Oh well, I'll go to Spotlight tomorrow or next week. It's fine. But yes, at least I got that done. I'm very happy. The scallops turned out really, really nicely. So tomorrow I'll start working on the bodice. Yay! Good morning. So we're on day 3 today. We've made really good progress in the last 2 days. Cut all the fabric on the first day, made the skirts yesterday, and today, as mentioned, we are going to start on the bodice. So I've got all my bodice pieces in this bag. So I'll start constructing. Probably how I'm going to start with it is probably prep the fabric that needs to be prepped first. So that will be like all the skin pieces need to have the mesh sewn on top of it, and then also there's a few pieces that have the interfacing that needs to be ironed on into that as well. So I'll do all of those first, and then from there I'll probably work on the bow side of things first, because they need to be prepped together before the construction of the bodice actually happens, because they are built within the actual like bodice. And come to think of it, so is the neck pieces, so I'll need to do those as well. So all the prepping first, and once again I have a feeling it's going to be prep, feel like I'm not getting anywhere, and then so all the pieces come together. Like, it's just how it is. Let's get cracking. Okay, so this is where we're up to at about 4:30ish on day 3. We had to go out and get some extra foam because Terry is working on the puppet. and I took the opportunity to go to Spotlight and find an open-end zip, so that's all done. But this is where we're up to. So some items have been put together. I need to give everything a good press and then do up certain seams and overlock certain seams, and then like all of the additional pieces are done. Oh, and I will need to sew those up so that they are lined to themselves. And then once that's done, I can actually start to put together all the pieces of the bodice. But yeah, this has to be done first, especially like this one over here and this one, because they literally need to be sewn into the construction of the bodice on the outer layers. So I had to get them done, and I figured I'd just do all of these pieces at the same time. So yay. All right, let's keep on going. Am I gonna get this bodice done tonight? Absolutely not, but I'll get a good crack onto it. I also read my button drawer, and so I've picked these two gold yellow buttons for the kind of little waist area thing here. And then on the neckline, I've got this big flat pearl button. All of them are the ones that you can't see the hoop, so that will go there. So I'm going to try and do the buttonholes as well today for both of these. They are going to be real buttonholes, functional buttonholes, but these pieces don't open. Ah, anime, why? We are at the end of day 3, and this is where we're up to. I'm very, very happy with how much I've accomplished today. So I've done all of the detail pieces because I had to get those done first. I've even sewn on the little gem into the center here. This will have all rhinestones as well, so it will be like very sparkly boobies. But yes, I also managed to get some new buttons. So that was it's a flat pearl button that was in my collection from my grandmother, and then these two I had left over from a previous cosplay. So I did have smaller buttons to begin with, and when I put them and looked at them from afar, I was like, no, they're too small. So I had to get bigger buttons, and it's the buttonholes have been done. It's funny to me because of the fact that like they are totally not like, they're functional buttonholes, but they don't do anything because like everything's gonna be like sewn down. But oh well, such is life. So yeah, I'm very happy with how this is looking, even though it's, you know, not all there. I have also prepped the back panel down the back that will hide the zipper, and also the love heart at the base, and then pretty much all of the main bodice pieces that aren't there at the moment, I have sewn them together. So I need to give them an iron, and then once I've ironed them, I'll attach the top portion, which is the skin top portion, iron them again, and then start essentially putting this all in. So the back is really quite straightforward. It's like nothing crazy coming out of the back ones, but the pink to the white, so the lower pink section to the white, the base of the bow needs to sit in there, and then between the white and the skin, the little neck piece needs to be sewn in. So yeah, that will be, I don't think it will be tomorrow because I have a market tomorrow, but it will be probably a little bit tomorrow evening if I'm not absolutely dead, or you know, into next week. So if I had another one full day, I'd be able to finish this up, I reckon, but I will just continue to try and get through it after work. It's now a couple of days later, and I thought I'd give you an update of where I'm at. So the top is progressing really nicely along. I have the lining layer done for the front, and I also have both the lining and the back layer done. So they're all sewn together. It's looking really, really nice. I'm really liking how the mesh is looking on top of the cotton. And that's gonna do the trick. I'm very excited about that. So tonight, I have to do that which I've been putting off, which has been doing the front section outer layer, because I've got in the section between the pink and the white goes the two kind of bow cup things, and then between the white and the beige, that's where the neck piece goes. and I'm not going to be able to sew those down until essentially the rest of the outfit is kind of done, or at least it's sewn together and it's on my body correctly. Then they can be whip stitched down into place. So it's gonna be this weird thing of that they're gonna be pinned for a while before I can get to it. Now today is Tuesday night. I'm hoping to have this completely done by Thursday. I am working tomorrow, but Thursday I have off. So I'm hoping that tonight, tomorrow night, and then on Thursday I'll have the bodice completely done. So we're about halfway is where I'm at to at the moment. What I'm hoping to get done today is, or tonight should I say, is to get the front piece done, and then from there to sew the side panels together for both the lining and also the outer layer. And it would be also good if I can potentially get the sleeves together as well, because that shouldn't be too hard. She says, touch wood. I might have to leave that for tomorrow. It just depends on how I feel, because I'm quite tired. But it is tracking along quite nicely. All the detail pieces, funnily enough, have been done. But yeah, we're tracking along nicely. Update time, working on the bodice. Hopefully I'll get it done today. That is the plan. So I am just pinning the lining layer to the outer layer, and I have done the boning channels in the side for the lining layer, which is underneath all of this. So unfortunately I can't show you this. Actually, I probably can. There you are. There's the boning channel. Just using synthetic whalebone, just because I feel metal will be too heavy for this level of silk. Like, it's a very, very kind of delicate silk. So synthetic whalebone is the way that I'm going on this one. So gonna sew all this up, and then once I do that, then it will be time to start essentially hand sewing in the details, probably, and also do the zip. So I need to do the zip as well next after I do all of this. Yeah, it's kind of hodgepodge. I'm gonna just do the parts that make sense as I'm doing them, but the end is in sight. Last night I prepped the sleeves. They are over here. Look at them sleeves. They look a bit sad on the mannequin at the moment because they're hanging quite low, but they do give it a little bit of a puff when they're in the bodice. But yep, all very happy with that. Nothing's changing from the final mock-up of that one, so should work fine. I'm scared. This is where we're up to. We're stopping for lunch. So the lining and the outer layer are sewn together. I've just pinned everything onto the dress form. So all the pieces are now on the dress form, which makes me very, very happy. They're still in pieces. So the sleeves and like the little white thing down here and like the gemstone and then the heart and the back panel, they're still not connected. I'm hoping to connect them tonight, but just basically so I can give the overall look of it. This is what it's looking like. I am happy-ish with it. I think that the dress form that I have is slightly too small, and so I'll leave my reservations for when I am wearing it, because I just have to remind myself that I did the mock-up. The mock-up was fitting really, really nicely, and now it has color, so it should be fine. But yes, so this is the front, and then if I turn her around, so this is what the back is looking like. You can see I've got my reference image just there. So yeah, that's the heart, and that's the light little back panel, which the zip is going to be hiding behind. So the next thing I'll do will be the zip, and then I'll be putting these pieces together, and then I'll probably try it all on, pin the front part. So after I put the zip in, then I'll be able to actually fit it, which will be really, really nice. Just put it on my body, make sure it's all happening, you know, that I'm all happy with it. And then from there, what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to actually pin exactly where these sit when they're on my body, and also the neckline. So then what I can do is I can go ahead and stitch this part and this part to the bodice itself, because at the moment they're just pinned, they flop forward and it's not pretty. Once I've done that, then I can add the center stone, and I can also sew in the white panel and of course the sleeves, and then she is done. So hopefully I can get that all done today. Otherwise it will be tomorrow. Good morning. Yes, I'm still in my PJs. So we are, I think, on day 4 or day 5. I don't know, I've lost track now, of making this bodice. And today is the last day. I know I said that about yesterday, but hand sewing got to me. I severely underestimated how much time I had yesterday and how much hand sewing there actually was. So today will be mostly hand sewing, getting the finishing details done onto the costume. So I just have to, I've got the back zip in, which is all good. I've just finished doing the press studs down the side. I do need to do the neck. Luckily, Terry pinned one half of the neck for me before going to work today, so I can copy that on the other side and then sew that all down. I then also need to put the love heart on the back, and I need to sew the little kind of shell bow things on the breast down. I need to put the gemstone and the center of that on, and also need to sew in the little torso flap thing. And sew in the sleeves. So the sleeves are the only thing that I can do by machine. Everything else is done by hand. So there's a lot of hand sewing today. But the zip, let me show you how it works, because this is the part of the costume that I'm very proud that I was able to achieve this. So let me show you how this costume does up. It was an engineering feat, if I say so myself. So here is the back of the costume. You can see I've got this side pinned for the neck, okay? So what happens is that the zip is a jacket zip, so it comes completely apart, goes all the way up like that, okay? And then we've got all these press studs. But before, it's not just a close and press stud done and dusted, no. I've got a little gap that I've made here. So I've sewn together the lining and also the outer fabric. This part goes through here and connects underneath it all, and then all of up back are these press studs, and that way we have a completely hidden zip, because the love heart goes down here and covers that part there. This was the most annoying thing to try and figure out, because in the picture you can see the white, but the pink goes down underneath like that, and so I couldn't just have the pink strip running all the way down to the love heart. That would have been too easy, wouldn't it? So yes, that is what it looks like. I'm very happy with it. So I will go ahead and sew that on later today, but I think I'm probably going to do work on the neck first, just so I can get that over and done with. Very briefly, this is where I'm up to. I'm so close. So I'm just sewing in the gemstone and the centerpiece now, and I've done the boobies. So yes, once I do this, I'll probably give my hand a little bit of a break from hand sewing, and I'll put in the sleeves, and then I just need to do the torso flap, and then she's done. But of course, I'll need to try it all on and see how it all looks whilst it's on me, because I have a sneaky suspicion that the back is not completely straight. And I may have to unpick a tiny part of the back and then re-hand sew that. But I kind of want to see what that looks like, and I will need Terry to put me in it so I can see that. I am just stopping for lunch, but she has sleeves. So the only thing that is missing is the torso panel, which I'm going to put on after lunch. And then she is done. Well, done. I need to try her all on, and then from there I have to probably do a few little fixes, which will be hand sewing based. So, but she's all there. Oh, and that's my lunch ready. Yay! The bodice is now complete. I just need to do some fitting issues potentially, so I'll try that on tonight. But this is the front. Isn't it pretty? I'm very happy. And here is the back with the hidden zipper. So like, let me show you this. This is the insane amount of press studs. So we've got 2 up here. So we've got 2 up here. Then we have 3, 4, 5, 6 there. We have another 3 here, and then we have 1 underneath through the fabric. Oop, hang on. So through the fabric, and those are all the press studs to get to the zipper. This is what I mean by engineering. Right, on to the skirt. No rest for the wicked. I have just finished the bodice and now it's time to start on the skirts. Starting with giving all of these a really good iron and making sure that they have not warped or anything like that. And then I'll probably start on the white one first, constructing that together, maybe adding in the buckram and crying, and yes, and then I'll move on to the colourful skirt after that. Oh, I'm really procrastinating on this one. Oh, I know buckram looks so good once it's done. It's just the defying gravity and trying to like make it all work is very difficult. I don't think I've actually mentioned the skirt all that much in this video, and the reason why it's not the last thing I'm doing, partly it just makes sense, it's the last like top layer of it all, but it's also probably going to be the most fiddliest. You see, the skirt needs to defy gravity, and I'm going to be doing this by using buckram, very similar to how I made my flora dress. But using buckram is difficult because it's stiff and it doesn't like curves and all of that good stuff. And also for this skirt, it is a double circle skirt, meaning that it's twice a flat circle if wearing onto your waist. So there is so much fabric to this skirt in terms of lengthwise, so that there is no way that I can lay out this skirt flat on the table. So at the moment what I'm doing is I'm going to work on the underlayer first, and I am just pinning the lining to the outer fabric. Once I've done that, I will insert the buckram, which I have already cut, and hopefully I have done my maths correctly and it will all go in and it will be perfect. Hopefully, otherwise I will have to rethink everything. Fun. Hopefully I can get the white, if it all goes smoothly, hopefully I can get the white layer done today, or at least prepped so that it's all done today, and then moving on into the weekend I can work on the top layer, which has all the pretty colors. So, and that has horsehair braid in it, so you know, that's another thing that we're adding into the mix as well. This morning we were able to put this on me because Terry was home, and voila! I'm really happy with this, guys. Like, I'm just so happy that the mock-up turned out to be exactly as I needed it to be. There's a few pieces that just need to have a good iron, so just where I've hand stitched really, just around here, around there and at the back, just to kind of get it a little bit flatter. But other than that, it's fitting really good. Like, it actually feels very, very comfortable. I feel very supported. I don't need to make any changes. Yes, because I was really concerned about the back. I thought it would do like a little bit of an S or like a little bit of curve, and it's just not. It's sitting where it's meant to be sitting. So on the dress form it looks a bit weird, but on my body it looks fine. Maybe I have a crooked back, I don't know. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with how this is looking. So yay, I'll just give it a good iron when I get to the next point with the skirts that I'm working on, where I'll need to iron all the bits and pieces. I'll pull this off and I'll give, like, this part here, you can see how it's rippling. It just needs a good iron, and up here as well. So yay, I'm so happy. I'm so glad that worked out, because I had no idea, like, doing the full fit on and everything like this, you know, how it was all gonna work. I was so scared. So scared, because this is not something you can easily change. This bodice, like I said before, is the most complicated bodice I've ever made. It doesn't look complicated, I'm sure, but it is. There's like 37 different pieces, and yeah, I'm so glad it worked. And here we have the skirt. It is nowhere near completely finished yet, but the white skirt has the buckram and the overskirt is now like put together with the horsehair braid running through it. And it's really nice to kind of step back and look and go, okay, I can kind of see what the finished outfit is going to look like, and I'm really, really happy with it. So what my concerns are right now is that the overskirt especially is too big. I think that the underskirt is also too big. I think I've cut it out just too big, which is annoying. So I may have to get creative there because I can't really pull them apart at this point, but there are lots of kind of waves and divots, so I think I'll play around with that. I'm gonna make the petals next and just see what they are like in terms of length, and then from there I'll make the decision before I sew them all together. Once I have, you know, essentially a kind of circumference that I'm happy with all 3 of those layers, then, and I sew it together, then I can proceed with attaching it to the waistband and then putting the cover on the waistband and then do the pink ribbon, and then the base of this dress will be done. Oh yeah, I've got to insert the zip as well. I don't know if I'm going to get this all done today, but you know what? We're going to give it a try, okay? I made a mistake. So what happened was that the petal kind of top of the skirt thing that I cut out, I only just put 2 and 2 together when I was pinning it together, that I had cut it as a double skirt like I have done the rest of the skirt, and that should have been cut as just a one like standard kind of circle skirt kind of measurement, because otherwise it's just too, it sits too flat just against the top of the overskirts, and it's just such a small piece that it looks wrong. So I've had to redraft that pattern, and I've just cut it out of some silk that I had left over, and now I'm going to sew it together and figure out what I'm going to do, because these skirts are too big. It's alright, I've got a plan. Bit of an update. The skirt is coming along. The waistband has proven to have some difficulties associated with it. I'm hoping to get it done today. So I did initially want to do the waistband out of buckram because I thought that that would be the best idea, because of the skirt being buckram. It would like kind of hold it the best, but I pinned it all in, and before I sewed it, I just looked at it and I was like, this is not going to work. It is too stiff. So had to rethink it all, and what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use heavy interfacing. So I've already prepped all of that, and I've got it on the waistband. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pin the waistband and sew it in, and then I will kind of do it in reverse, because I figured that I'm going to be covering the outside with some pink as well. So I figured I'd make the inside, you know, I will sew down the interfaced side, you know, on the inside, and then have the outer layer just kind of hand stitched down, because of the fact that I'm going to cover it with the pink kind of ribbon detail anyway. So that's the plan, and hopefully I can get that all done today without too much cursing and crying. The skirt is very difficult to work with. Let me just show you what I mean. So here is the skirt, and the issue that we have, here's the waistband. I've just kind of pinned it where I'm going to start because I was getting confused with which side is which. Anyway, the skirt is being very tricky to work with because the 2 kind of skirt pieces are actually 2 double skirts, but the kind of petals up the top are only a single circle skirt. And it's just causing, add in the fact that obviously like the white layer is buckram lined, like it's interlined with buckram, and yeah, it's just they're all different layers, pulling in different ways. So I'm hoping that I can make it look good. That is my main concern at this point in time. And I just want to get it done today. So I'm just gonna crack on and do it. Oh yeah, and I'm not doing this on camera because I feel like there's gonna be a fair amount of swearing. And I just know that this is not going to go smoothly. So I'll see you when it's, you know, up to the next step. It's about an hour later from that last clip, and it did not go to plan at all. So now I am unpicking approximately 3/4 of the waistband of the skirt. And I tried doing a small section, like redoing it, and it was just as bad. So looks like for precision, I'm going to have to hand stitch this waistband on twice. You know, one on the inside and then one on the outside. And the one on the inside, I have to make sure that it's really, really secure, and it's gonna have to go through all the buckram layers, like the buckram layer. And yes, I'm definitely not filming this. I am not feeling very calm at the moment. Just because I think it's important to show the struggles. So this is what I've unpicked, and I've repinned from about here. This section here is the only section that is passable. The rest is just gathered up. It is not even, there was just no way that I could salvage it. And like, even when I tried to unpick this little section and redo it by the sewing machine, the exact same thing happened again. So I just think that there's just too much tension on the kind of waistband, because the circle is nowhere near the kind of roundness as the petals, and it really nowhere near the curviness of the double circle skirts. So the only way that I'm going to be able to get this even all the way around and make a really nice looking waistband is to hand sew it, which is going to take forever. But this costume, I've invested so much time into it. I need to not rush this, and I just need to do it. It's a new day, and I am wearing my crafting pajamas, the same as yesterday, but let's not tell anyone that. Anyway, as you can see, the waistband is now on, but that was a struggle, to say the least. It took me all day yesterday, multiple times, many pinpricks and a cut on my finger. I did bleed on the costume, so there is a small pinprick of blood that is in the seam of the skirt. So I have literally blood, sweat, and soon to be tears, most likely, but the waistband is on there. So today what I need to do is I need to cut out the pink strip, put that on there, sew that down, put the back closures on. So I've got the zip there, but I need to do the hook and bars, which I've just bought this morning. Boom, boom, boom. And then from there, what I need to do is I then need to manipulate the fabric underneath so that I can get the waves of the white skirt down there to actually fold the way that I want it to fold. So that is my plan for today. Hopefully I can get it all done, because if that is the case, then this costume is basically done. I am going to go around and like do some hand sew, I think, a few areas that I'm not 100% happy with. Like the back of the skirt, I'm not very happy with that look. So I'm going to go back and retry sewing that. And also one of the booby cups, even with the ironing, it's not 100%, so I need to go and do that. But the base of the dress will be done, and that will probably be the end of this video. But wish me luck. Let's see what we can get through today, and hopefully there will be no more blood and no tears and no sweat, because the middle of winter, or not the middle of winter, but it's very cold, it's raining outside. So fingers crossed, you know, we don't cause so much of a sweat that we're sweating while wearing flannel. But yeah, I hope that I can actually try this all on together very shortly and be happy with what I've got. Really hope I'm happy with what I got. I mean, it looks good. I think it looks really good. And it's very hard for me to say that about some of my costumes. Sometimes when I get to this stage, I look at my costume and go, that is a pile of poo-poo. But, you know, I'm actually quite proud of this one. There's just a few things that I need to tweak. All right, I'm procrastinating now. I need to get cutting of this pink fabric. This is the first time I've been able to try it all on. And there's a few problems with it, and I'm trying very hard not to cry with stress at this point in time. I still have to get the skirt in sorted order to like have the wave pattern kind of locked in place. At the moment it's kind of loosely put that which the waves are going to be, and it's super cute. It is super cute. It's not perfect, but it is as close as it's gonna get at this point in time. And like it still needs to have the Pokeball with the wings and stuff on the side. The main issue that I'm facing is the fact that the shorts underneath here are actually showing, and they're not meant to be. So I think with these, what I'm going to have to do is I'm actually going to have to take off the waistband and then put some bias binding onto the shorts and do it that way. So that is annoying. It's very annoying, but we're going to try that rather than remaking the shorts completely. And yeah, and finish off the skirt and then, you know, re-stitch some of the places. At the moment it's, yeah, it's a bit hard to look at when I can see so many flaws and I've put so much work into it. Yeah, this is the truth. This is what it's like sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it's really cute. Don't get me wrong. I'm liking like all the colors and everything like that. But like, there's a few things that I'm just like, why anime? Why? You know, I've fixed the waistband a bit, which is good. You know, so that's all fine. Tried giving it an iron, but like this section right here is very, very thick, right where the ribbon is. I'm hoping that once I have the underskirt kind of in its uniform shape, it will like smooth this out a little bit. Yeah, I've got to play around and see if I'll need to connect this skirt to the shorts. So that might be a case of like some press studs or something around the shorts just to kind of hold it in the place where it needs to be. Not the first time I've done something like that. I've certainly done that in previous cosplays. But yeah, not what I was hoping to do with this. I was hoping to have 3 separate pieces that were isolated from each other. But that isn't going to happen. And the shirt, yeah, the shirt is all good. I feel very exposed having my midriff, and I know that I will have even more of my midriff showing once the shorts are lowered. And it does need to be lowered, otherwise if I raise up the skirt it's like no midriff, and that's not what the reference image is. It's just a bit hard at this point. Usually at this point you want to be like, oh my gosh, it's totally not and I love it so much, and this I'm just not feeling it just at this point in time. So this is what it looks like now that I have locked in the wave pattern with the ribbon underneath. Sorry I haven't been filming much, I've just not been feeling it. But I've done that, and I've also lowered the hemline or the waistline of the shorts, so they're just poking out at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some press studs probably just to clip the skirt into the pants so that it doesn't fall down. But yes, I'm really liking it. I think it looks as close to the reference image as I think I'm going to be able to get it. I've got to give the top another really good iron and maybe redo some of the hand sewing. But overall, yeah, I'm nearly there. I reckon a couple more days at night working on this just with a few fix-ups. So the press studs and then the top. And then I think that I will leave it be and call it a win, because it is winning. I am feeling very happy with it now that I can see that fixed. And yeah, I am happier with it. I'm wearing different Spanx today as well. They're actually too long. They're like shorts. But yeah, so I've got the little shorts on underneath there. But yeah, feeling better about it now. And she is done. The base dress of May is complete. I didn't film much towards the end, and I do apologize for that. I was literally just so frustrated by the time that I got to the skirt that I just could not bear to turn on the camera and just completely fail. There are a lot of things that I've learnt by doing this cosplay, which I'm very, very thankful for. There's a lot of things that I'm like, that's interesting. I didn't account for that, but I'm very happy with the overall finished look. So I know that the last time I tried it on for you guys on the camera, I was feeling very not happy with it all. And I think that those were just little, I know, they were little things that just needed to be cleaned up, slightly altered, that sort of thing. So over the last 2 days, that is exactly what I have been doing. So I've lowered the pant line, the waist line of the shorts. So I've done that. I've added press studs to the inside of the skirt so that they clip into the shorts, so they hold where they need to hold, so you can't see the shorts when they are being worn on me. And I've gone up and I've fixed the areas of concern that I was having when I was looking at my costume, and I could see these kind of ripples and divots in some of the bodice pieces. So I've gone ahead and I've re-sewn those and cleaned them all up, and now there's no rivets or anything like that. And I tried it all on last night. I didn't capture on video because I was very tired and the lighting was atrocious, but it fits really quite nicely. So I'm very, very happy with that. I got me some new like suck me in underwear as well, rather than the ones that I was wearing, and it really, really helped also to give the shape that I was looking for. So I'm very, very glad that I went out and I did that. Thank you to my lovely husband who forced me to go out and do that while I was like, I need to get this done, and he was like, come on, let's just go and get these, and then, you know, it will look better. And it did. So yes, this is what she looks like. And as of today, it is 1 month before we fly out to Smash. And although the 2 main costumes are done for, you know, most of it, there is so much more that I need to do, like wigs and accessories. There's also the skit that we have to do, because the World Cosplay Summit is half costume, half skit. So we've blocked that out. We've got the script. We're going to do a little bit more work this weekend on it and record all of that. I'm probably not going to be recording the next month because there's a lot to do and it's all going to be bitsy, so it really is not going to be working necessarily just on one costume. It's going to be mine, and then some of Terry's, and then the skit, and then like an extra costume that we're making as part of the skit. So I'm not going to film that, but there will be a part 3 to this little series, and that will be at the convention. So, you know, packing for the convention hopefully, and then taking you along, you know, giving you a bit of a vlog of what's happening, just in case anyone is interested in entering World Cosplay Summit for their prelim. It will probably be run somewhat similar. So let me just quickly show you something. So as I mentioned, I've got 1 month left before we fly out. This is my list of doom. Every single thing on this list needs to get done before we fly out. So wish us luck. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. Also, I want to dedicate this video to my amazing patrons who continually support me and also have been getting like glimpses of this costume as I've been constructing it. They've been seeing me crying, they've been giving me encouraging messages. Thank you all so very much for that. And I'd like to also give a special shout out to my top tier patrons who are
Justine Ghosty, Rogue Threads, Chelsea Colvin, Fangirl X, Sam M, Monica, Lulu Rush Cosplay, and Sotaku.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you really enjoyed that. Stick around for part 3, which will be coming very shortly if it's not already up, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!